Welcome to Career Journeys, a series of videos by the Consortium for Public Education. Here we explore the career experiences and pathways of professionals from a wide variety of careers to help you think about the skills you'll need and the paths you might take after high school.
Hello, I'm Austin Anderson, Business Development Officer for the Forum for Workforce Development, a collaborator with the Consortium for Public Education. Today I'm interviewing Tim Makosky, a manufacturing professional, as part of our Career Journeys video series to share insights into a professional's pivotal experiences and career pathways. Thanks for joining us, Tim.
Hi there, nice to meet you.
So tell me about Stellar Precision and your role there. What do you do as a manufacturing engineer manager?
Yeah, so Stellar Precision, it's a small woman-owned business, Westmoreland County. So we're located in Jeanette, Pennsylvania. We actually just developed a second location, so we now have two locations. So about 85 people currently, but it's a small family-owned shop, so very personable. But we've been in business. This is our 42nd year in business. So good track record. We like to be proud of ourselves. We are a very proud family. We're a very proud company. And a little bit about myself. So I'm a manufacturing engineering manager. I manage the pre-production team, and I work closely with our QC department. So making sure our quality is on point. Work a little bit with our production scheduler. So when it comes time to what parts are going on what machines and how are we making them. So the most important part of my job is working with the team to develop the processes and how we're going to make parts. So what ultimately is controlling the quality of the parts starts with us. So we are the process engineers. We're CNC programmers. Things like that. So first one's out of the gate, that's for sure.
So tell me, how did you become a manufacturing engineer manager?
I just started as the custodian, and janitor on an off shift. So that's kind of where it all started. I started there when I was really little, teenager, early teenager, and just kind of learning the ropes, just kind of, getting myself acquainted with the equipment and eventually kind of showing that interest and learning how to make parts on some of that equipment. Just gaining all that knowledge. So like every day was something a little bit new, but it always intrigued me as to what the company actually did. And as I developed that, I started to realize, I can actually be good at this. I think I can do this. And decided to kind of further a career in manufacturing. And along the way, bobbed and weaved a little bit. I did a little bit of welding and metal fab. It took me away from the company. Went back through the NTMA, so the apprenticeship program, as a 4-year night school. And just decided to kind of give it everything I had, really focus on my skills as a machinist, making quality parts, trying to be somebody in the shop that people could go to for, good advice, good experience, and trying to make myself really well-rounded. You start to see where people need help and, how does the business need help? What can we do differently, from where we were at as machinists to say, okay, hey, this is how we can help Stellar. And when you're doing the right things and you get that initiative, when the leadership is paying attention, that's where magic happens. When you have people that want to make a change and then leadership that kind of focuses on people that want to make a change and gives you opportunities. And I was given an opportunity to further my career path in that sense. So I actually did quoting and estimating for a little while, which was really interesting to me. I did that for about 2.5 years. But then another opportunity for myself had opened up to be our lead in the pre-production side. And now I'm the manager of the engineering team.
What skills should someone have to get to your position or a position like yours?
The key for me, and that I'm still working on, is patience, and it's really hard to do, especially for someone like me. I've always been like, I want something, I want to do it, I want to see it now. And that's never usually worth that juice is never really worth the squeeze, because it's always a short-term effect for, short-term results. I've learned to kind of focus myself on the long-term strategy, and, being patient, I think, was one of the big things that I had to learn, but also accepting things, good and bad, but accepting the bad as opportunities to self-improve, or to at least learn how to navigate their situations, learning to pay attention to people around you. So for me, becoming a listener was really important. But I think at the heart of everything was just pure passion and listening to what my passion was telling me, listening to what my heart was telling me, because eventually, and that's where the patience come back, but like eventually the drive is going to get you where you want to go. And it got me to where I wanted to go.
So, what kind of things should a student in high school do, either academically or in their extracurricular activities, to help prepare for a career in this kind of field?
To me, VOTech is like first and foremost, because you're not going to get that experience any faster, like literally nowhere, because it's like giving you that working experience as a minor, as you're 14, 15, 16, 17, and even 18, you're going to get that experience really quick. It's extremely applied technology and education to some of the trades that are really in need for people that are looking for the opportunity. So, I would say VOTech for me was really a slingshot. Although I took metal fab there, it really helped kind of with the experience and exposure to real world for me, even in post-secondary, so there's a lot of opportunities after high school, that somebody might be 18, 19, 20, kind of indecisive. There's a lot of opportunities out there that, local companies like us are sponsoring with a community college, with the NTMA Manufacturing 2000 program. There's a lot of it out there, but it's always funny because I was always really poor at math. And one of the big things that I do is I do a lot of math, but it's always interesting because going through high school, I didn't really realize how important it was. And I didn't take it as seriously as I should have. And I didn't realize that until years later. But yeah, I do a lot of math and science. Science was always neat to me. You don't got to be a straight A student in math and science to have a really lucrative career in manufacturing. You just got to want to do it, and I think that goes well with anything. You don't have to be the best, but you got to want to be the best.
What questions should people ask themselves if they're considering a career in your field?
How hard are you willing to work to get to where you want to go? And I would say that applies to any field. But the one that I'm in particular takes at some days really thick skin, and you can't take everything personally, as a business, and as a real world experience, it's not personal to a lot of people, we do deal with a lot of personalities, and we do are personally attached to our work. And, when you develop a relationship with coworkers, it becomes personal. You have really strong relationships with people you work with. Like I said, how much I worked earlier, I spend a lot more time with some of the people that I work with than I do my own wife and children, and which is something that I'm working on, but in any case, there's a lot of truth to that. So, but when it comes to like business mentality, everything has to be for the business, and you do have to have you got to be tough. You can't, it's not easy going everywhere you go. And, the challenge is worth it. The uphill battle is worth it, and now I can look back at my late teens and 20s and even think about some of those days. I can have memories going all day about, oh my goodness, I thought about giving up. There was dozens of days where I was like, I am not built for this. I can't take it. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't feel like this is right. And then a couple of days roll by, a couple of weeks go by, and I'm like, you know what? Forget those feelings. And I guess that's it. How hard are you willing to work? How far out of your comfort zone, are you willing to push yourself? And that's what separates the truly successful people from the people that are, moderately successful or not successful at all. There's a small gap between the not successful and the moderately successful, and then there's a huge gap between the moderate and the extreme. And I won't stop until I get to extreme.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, Tim. I really appreciate you, and thank you for sharing your experiences and thoughts with us.
Yes, of course. Appreciate the opportunity, always.
For more information or to learn about other careers in the Career Journey series, visit our website and check back soon for our next installment. Thanks!